Hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Senior RNY. I'm Raven, I'm 76 years old and I had gastric bypass surgery on December 16, 2019. Medicaid approved the surgery. Last week I compared before and after having the RNY surgery. And my question was, is the RNY a new fad diet? It's like the new keto or something of the sort? In this vlog, I'll be talking about emotional eating, primarily fear. And as we've been taught by our society, big business and our government and even our parents, we've been taught fear about food. Are you angry about this as your waistline reacts? If you're curious, please join me on this journey. Continue to watch and please comment at the end. Last week, I compared before and after having the RNY surgery. And I asked the question, is the RNY the new fad diet of people getting this RNY surgery because they think it's fast and easy? It's not. I want to say to my subscribers, to other people, all you people who've commented, thanks for the snack suggestions. I did try celery and hummus. I tried celery and peanut butter, celery and dates, celery and blueberry preserves, and the best one of the bunch was celery and marmalade. I mean, I didn't pile it up onto the celery. I kind of took the celery and dipped it into the, so that it's not covered in sugar and whatnot, But it took forever to chew that. And the whole time I was chewing, it had the taste of whatever it was I had dipped the celery into. So it was very satisfying, and it was tasty. It really tasted good. My stomach didn't react. I thought that the fiber in my stomach, wasn't going to get along. But it was fine. I thought it might be too much roughage, but it was fine, I also bought some cukes. I bought it to make a huge salad. I was thinking of maybe cutting some of those up and try it with the hummus and that kind of good stuff, but I haven't done that yet. But I can't really make the salad yet because I had made this humongous pot of vegetable soup on Tuesday in the solar cooker, so I'm working my way through that. I've been cooking about twice a week now. So with the soup I cooked once, and with the salad I mixed once, and that's it for an entire week, that I can eat. And I invariably end up tossing some of it out, which I hope not to do this time because that soup is downright delicious. So anyhow, meat, I've noticed, because the last two soups I made with meat. One with chicken, one with this really expensive ground beef. And I've realized even before that meat just doesn't taste right to me. It doesn't taste good. Something is wrong. I get the taste that something is wrong. It tastes strange. And I don't feel good the next day. I feel sluggish. I get tired. I feel achy and generally just not good. That does not happen with fish, though. I mean, fish is a meat. It's a muscle fiber, But it doesn't happen with fish, but it seems to be happening with chicken. I knew that something was going on with chicken with me anyway, because chicken breasts are out of the question, and the only thing that was left for my taste buds that I liked was the chicken thighs. And even those now are tasting kind of strange to me. I can't say exactly what it is that tastes strange about it. It just doesn't taste good to me. I want to recognize some of my subscribers. Hi y'all. Natalie T Queen is having her revision surgery today, so prayers and wishes I'm sure would be appreciated by her. And Margaret McAllister had her surgery a week ago Monday. And she's doing well. She's doing okay. So, keep going, you know. This is a trip, people. You're on the road. You're on the ride, you know. So, getting down to what this whole video is about. This week I'm going to be talking about eating out of the emotion of fear. Now, this came to me because I had actually emptied out my refrigerator. I mean, I had a dozen eggs in there, you know, some stuff on the door. But in general, the inside of the refrigerator, when you open the door and you first look inside, it was pretty close to empty. And I felt, for some reason, felt okay about that. But I went out and I bought a bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables because I'm trying to eat clean and do the whole food things. If it isn't in its original packaging, then out it goes, you know, or close to it. I mean, I've got a lot of food that is not in its original packaging, which I will be eating my way through, but in this case there was none in the refrigerator. So I opened the refrigerator. It was empty. It was pleasant. It was okay. You know, I saw what I wanted, picked it up, and kept going. You know, I could always see what I wanted. So anyway, so I ordered a bunch of fruits and vegetables, and some of the stuff goes in the refrigerator, some goes on the counter. The refrigerator was so full that the light, I had to move stuff in order to see what was in the refrigerator. And I realized that that was really, really frustrating, that I was experiencing anxiety. I have to eat all of these vegetables and things before they go bad. I have to cook. And I got to cook them before they go bad. And I can't tell what's in the refrigerator because there's so much stuff in there. And I realized that this is causing another one of those strange little anxiety-creating processes out here. It was just really strange. Now, so I looked up, what is fear? Fear is supposed to be, according to this definition, an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger, real or imagined. Well, I don't know about opening the refrigerator as if it was danger or stuff, but I know that there's a lot of stuff in the back of your head that's put there by everybody. And it causes anxiety, and anxiety is supposed to be an intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear, which is an unpleasant feeling, about everyday stuff. So anxiety really isn't about something that's an emergency or anything like that. It's just about everyday stuff that's constantly thinking the same things over and over and over again, and you know, you've got some dangerous thing in here. In my case, the danger is that the food is going to go bad before I can eat it. And phobias, if you really want to know, phobia is a type of an anxiety, which is a fear, defined by persistent and excessive fear of a situation or object. So the whole thing comes out of an unpleasant feeling, and basically anxiety. Now, how did we get this? How come almost all of us have this problem? My mother used to tell me about the starving children in Africa. I've heard about the starving children in China and various and sundry other places in the world. And I don't know when she said this to me, but it was ingrained in me that I need to eat everything on my plate, whether or not I was full, whether I liked it or not, whether I was hungry or not. I had to eat what was there because the starving kids in Africa couldn't have this, and I was privileged to have it, so I need to eat it. So my anxiety built up. And it stayed with me for the rest of my life. I mean, you go on TV and you see skits, Saturday Night Live or the rest of them, talking about the starving children in wherever. And everybody laughs and everybody says, oh yeah, yeah, I know that, because we are all taught the same thing. Eat everything on that plate, no matter how big the plate is or how small the plate is, because you are a privileged person and you need to eat it all because other people don't have your privilege. So we're taught that from a very, very, very young age, which is an anxiety-inducing, a fear process. Then we get the industries, the food industries out there. For instance, milk. Milk is good for you. Milk does the body good, right? Except that nobody in the animal world drinks milk except babies and people. And why is that? Don't you know, or maybe you don't know, but milk is for the purpose of passing your hormones and your antibodies and fattening you up. That's what it does for cows, baby goats, baby horses, baby everything. Not only that, but 95% of the adult population of the world is intolerant to milk. So why are you drinking this stuff? Is it because milk does the body good? You've heard it so much and so often that you absolutely believe that. You didn't. All of my children are lactose intolerant, and so am I. And so is most of the world. So you shouldn't be drinking that stuff. Then there's the pandemic that's going on now. And in general, anyway, even before the pandemic, you would see these huge box stores open up where you could buy your stuff in bulk. Buy 24 rolls of toilet paper. Got no place to put it, but, you know, what the hell. You're not going to run out. You can't run out. You got to stock up. There's a fear built into that. If you don't have it, you're going to, die? Buy in bulk. Bigger, better, more. That's what the American dream is. Bigger, better, more. And then you go through the same anxiety that I did over the full or the empty refrigerator. But it's on a bigger scale. I mean, do you have enough toilet paper? Do you have enough Dawn dishwashing liquid? On and on and on and on. And then there's the anxiety about, okay, you've got all these things foods, for instance, that you've stocked up on, whatnot. And some of them you remember that you used to like, but do you still like them? And if you don't, what do you do with them? Do you throw them out? Do you waste? And then wasting food, throwing out your food, throwing out the extra, scraping off the extra off your plate is pretty much looked down upon. And I think that's why doggy bags became so popular. Because people were so ingrained not to throw anything away that they had to take it with them. And then you get it home and you say, not that you really wanted to take it home or anything. Or maybe you do now, or that it's become so common. But it all stems from fear. The fear of not having. What about the fear of success? So you go out and you have this surgery, or you lose 100 pounds, or whatever, however you do it, okay? What happens when people start telling you you're too skinny, even though you know that you've got another 20 pounds to lose to be normal weight, Now, I'm 176 pounds this morning, I think it is. I have had people tell me, 176 pounds, I'm only 5'5". People tell me that you're getting really, really skinny. As far as I'm concerned, I got another 50 pounds to go. I'm only halfway there. How could I be so skinny? And boy, you know, you should do something about that. You better eat something. You want some cake? People are offering me the strangest stuff anyway. Even though they know that I've had bariatric surgery, even though they know that I can only eat 3 ounces at a time, I still get offers of some of the most god-awful stuff that at one time I wouldn't have thought was god-awful, you know. And then after you become skinny, after your success, how do you accept the limelight? That's what I was talking about. Accepting compliments, because I found myself being complimented constantly and I didn't know what to say. I really honestly didn't know how to respond, you know. And what's a gracious way of doing that, you know. I mean, I could have slunk back into my quiet little space and continue to not acknowledge people's good wishes and things. But that's not a good way to live. And then, what about being afraid of what happens after surgery, after you reach your goal weight? I mean, what do you do there? Do you get into a new hobby or new something or the other? You know, what's the vision of the future? And if you reach your goal weight, whether you regain or not, doesn't matter. Should you feel satisfied with your success, or is that just not being humble? You know, or what? Is the fear too great? Is success scary? And that's why we kind of stay with the fear of don't leave your plate with food on it and the rest of it, and worry about the starving kids in our community. So anyway, I did a self-sabotage checkup. I keep looking. I can't find anything this week that I've done to sabotage myself, except buying too many fresh vegetables and too much fruit, and then worrying about having to eat it all. It's amazing the stuff that we do to create stress for ourselves, isn't it? At any rate, Rowley. I've decided to put the food down for him when he asks for it. I used to put it down between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning and at 7 o'clock at night. And then I'd take him for a walk an hour after that. And we'd go for a good half mile, if not more, per walk. But he wouldn't eat it. He would sit there and he'd stare at the bowl and he just wouldn't eat it. And then we'd come back from the walk, for instance, in the morning, and it would be 2 o'clock in the afternoon before he'd eat it. That thing of doing the starvation method worked once or twice, and that was after that. After that, he would go the entire day with just sitting there looking at it. He didn't care. So anyway, so now he's asking for it. Rowley, come. And he's still not pressing the button. He looks at every time I press those buttons, he looks at me like, you press that button. No, I don't want to do what that button says. You know, that kind of thing. So what he does is he'll come over and he put his feet up on my legs, you know, and he kind of barks at me and walks over to his plate and then comes back, and I tell him, you know, it would have been easier if you had pressed the button. But, and then, like this morning, he wanted his breakfast. So I put it down. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon and he just ate it. I worry about, you know, maybe the germs, you know. They tell us don't leave food on the counter for more than 2 hours, that kind of thing. I don't know. So anyway, I decided I'd leave it there until he feels like eating it. You know, here, where I live, halfway between the Mojave and Death Valley, it gets hot. It was, you know, like 90 degrees at 7 o'clock this morning. And it's very often that it tops 110 degrees in the afternoon. And the air conditioner here in the house is set at 80 because it's really too much of a, and even then it's a shock. It's too much of a shock to put it at 70 degrees and then walk outside. Or come back into it after being outside. It's really a big shock. And even 80 degrees is kind of warm. I mean, it's kind of cool in the house. So I realized, oh, well, yeah, I slow down to it. I don't want to eat when it's that hot, or I'm looking for something cold or something of the sort. So I just let it go. You see, the thing is, he's not sick in any way. Not in any way. He is showing absolutely no other symptoms at all. He's just eats when he feels like it. So, what the heck? So nothing much has changed with him as far as his eating goes, but his expression of anxiety is much less than when we are on walks. I have not put the thunder shirt on him for a few weeks because it was just too damn hot. But for the week that I did put it on him, it made a really big difference, an excellent difference, so that now when we're walking, he lunges sometimes, or he'll bark sometimes, but he recovers so fast now that I can see that in another month he won't even bother. And so that's pretty good. So although he's not using the buttons, and he's not going to learn anything because I want him to, he's learning stuff. You know, stubborn. Anyway, to sum up, I'm feeling good, no regrets about the surgery, and as a result of this surgery, I got a great dog, you know. I'm also coming face to face with myself and the stupid stuff. It's amazing. I would do the surgery again, just for the shift in consciousness, just for the clearing out, just for the coming face to face with myself. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a journey, and the outcome looks pretty good. So please like, share, subscribe, and thanks to you who have subscribed. Comment and ring the notification bell so you can see when I put up my next video. I put random, interesting, related links below, so don't forget to click show more to see them. And also note that I'm an aspiring Amazon affiliate, and I do make a percentage if you go into Amazon and buy something. It doesn't cost any more, you don't pay for anything, I just make parts of pennies, you know. And it only works with Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate. So, anyway, take care of you and yours. And blessed be. And stay safe.